A few years ago, it didn't appear as if Airbnb's future was bright. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia have had a major impact on the vacation rental industry thanks to a few savvy business decisions and a renewed focus. So, today let's have a look at the documentary about Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, the founders of Airbnb. Brian Joseph Chesky was born on August 29, 1981. He is an American businessman and industrial designer. His narrative is incredibly motivating, demonstrating how a simple concept may propel you to the pinnacle of success, and how these ideas come from one of the most basic requirements. His father is of Polish ancestry, and his mother is of Italian ancestry. Chesky's parents both worked as social workers. Allison is his younger sister. Chesky was fascinated by art as a kid, creating reproductions of artworks and designs and refurbishing shoes and toys. Later in life, he developed an interest in landscape design and architecture. Chesky enrolled at the Rhode Island School of Design in 1999, or RISD. In 2004, he obtained his Bachelor of Fine Arts in Industrial Design. During his time at RISD, Chesky became friends with Joe Gebbia, who would later become one of the co-founders of Airbnb. Airbnb is an online marketplace that links people who wish to rent out their residences with guests who are seeking lodging in specific areas. Since 2007, when its founders, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, initially proposed inviting paying guests to rest on an air mattress in their bedroom, the firm has come a long way. According to the most recent data from Airbnb, the company has over 5.6 million bookings in over 100,000 towns and cities in 220 countries. Airbnb has transformed the hospitality business. Earlier in 2008, most travelers would have reserved a hotel or motel for their journey to another city. Many of these same individuals are now using Airbnb. The concept underlying Airbnb is straightforward. Find a method for locals to earn extra money by renting out their excess homes or rooms to tourists visiting the region. Guests that use this platform can market their services to millions of people globally while knowing that a large organization will manage payments and provide help as required. Brian was the one who came up with the core concept for Airbnb in 2008, while residing in an apartment, and a local design convention was scheduled in the region. Because of the conference, all of the motels and hotels in his neighborhood were fully occupied, leaving participants scrambling for lodging. Because Chesky and his roommates were in a bind after graduating from college, they opted to rent out their space to conference attendees. When they noticed the joy on their clients' cheeks when paying the rent, they chose to continue on with the same concept. Finally, the desire to earn extra money led to the creation of Airbnb, which blossomed into a massive possibility for the betterment of both passengers and hosts' experiences. As per Chesky, he was always fascinated by Walt Disney's life, particularly the chapter describing the development of Snow White. He claimed that Disney's conduct of dedicating to the production of characters that the audience loved despite being a danger inspired him to pursue his vision. Furthermore, he incorporated a narrative design into his concept, which depicted a wonderful vacation experience for both hosts and guests. The next factor that contributed to Brian's achievement was his attitude toward project design. He was more concerned with the type of service needed by clients than with the ideas created by the developers. For all of this, he and his colleagues spent a significant amount of time strolling the streets and gathering input from individuals about what they would anticipate from such a service. As a result, all of his work gathering ideas, suggestions, and complaints from real customers led to the very successful business that is still around today. As of 2022, Brian Chesky's net worth is estimated to be $13.2 billion. Joe Gebbia, early life and education. It was on August 21, 1981, when American billionaire designer Joseph Gebbia Jr. was born. Joe Gebbia was raised in Lawrenceville, Georgia, with one sister, Kimberly. Throughout his childhood, he was involved in sports, singing, and art, and he did several jobs, notably as a ball boy for the Atlanta Hawks. Gebia went to Snellville, Georgia's Brookwood High School. He earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Graphic Design and Industrial Design from RISD in Providence, Rhode Island in 2005. At RISD, he met Brian Chesky, who later became his roommate and Airbnb co-founder. While learning in the Northeast, Gebia supplemented his creative endeavors and studies at RISD with business education at Brown University and the Massachusetts Institute of Science and Technology. As we all know, the idea originated in the late 2007. Nevertheless, the concept took a long time to sink in. Joe appealed to investors in the early phases for assistance in growing the idea, but neither of the investors' interests resulted in a deal. Even though the concept was intriguing, investors were unable to fathom how inviting outsiders into your home and promoting your most private rooms online could succeed. On the other hand, Joe would not surrender and instead came up with another concept to keep the hopes alive: the breakfast side of the B&B, manufacturing bespoke political cereal boxes with the faces of key political people on them, such as Obama's. He created the cover, purchased cereal boxes from the supermarket, and applied his own label. The boxes sold for up to $45 each, allowing for the sustained growth of the Airbnb product as well as entry into the Y Incubator initiative, which propelled the idea forward. At the incubator's inaugural meeting, Joe was pushed to go to where his early investors were to conduct market research on the field, rather than sit in the safety of the incubator behind a computer. This is where things truly began to alter, and the rest is history. As of 2022, Joe Gebbia's net worth is estimated to be $11.4 billion. Social impact. Joe Gebbia has a rich history of philanthropy. Refugee help and residential assistance are two independent strands of Gebbia's work. In 2020, Joe and his team established Airbnb.org, a non-profit that allows Airbnb landlords to lodge guests in times of distress. Gebbia's private $5 million donation helped the fund's efforts to assist refugees and asylum applicants. Airbnb.org has assisted in the sheltering of over 75,000 people affected by natural calamities in 70 countries, notably tsunamis in Japan and earthquakes in Mexico. Their hosts assisted in hosting frontline employees during the COVID-19 pandemic and are currently housing 20,000 Afghan refugees in the United States. Giving Pledge. The founding members of Airbnb, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, have signed the Giving Pledge, a club of billionaires who have pledged to give away the bulk of their money. All three Airbnb co-founders, Brian Chesky, Nate Blecharczyk, and Joe Gebbia, have signed the Giving Pledge, pledging to donate the bulk of their fortune to philanthropy or philanthropic organizations. This is an excellent first step in making the world a better place to live. So there you have it. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Until next time.